What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word, Hummingbird? Well, the word is your boy, Tiger Woods. He is in it deep. Tiger Woods, once again, is having some woman problems. So, as we all know, Tiger Woods, he is a very, very famous, extremely successful golf player. When he was a child, he was a golf prodigy. There's actual videos of him at the age of 2. He is on this very old, I think it was a talk show or variety show. It was the Mike Douglas show. And he is on there with his, he comes on stage with this humongous golf bag. Well, it's for his size, but it's still too big for him. His golf bag with his golf clubs, his little golf clubs in it. And he just starts hitting these balls and they're landing in the hole like nobody's business. And so he was only 2 years old and he was already showing signs of being this, great golfing champion. And so he became a professional golfer. Like I said, won a lot of awards, smashed records, championships all over the place. Everybody knows what's going on with Tiger Woods. I don't even have to explain. He needs no explanation when it comes to golf, right? So he ended up marrying a former Swedish model by the name of Aline Nordegren, I think is how you pronounce her name. And they were married for a few years. They had 2 children, a boy and a girl. Well, that marriage ended in divorce. Now, I don't know the exact cause of their divorce, but I do remember that there was an incident right before they did file for divorce. There was an incident where Tiger Woods had crashed his car near the family home. And I think he ran into a tree or something. And so there was like a lot of mystery surrounding like what happened, what could have caused him to crash his car so close to his home. And it was a 1-car situation. No one else was involved. It was just him and his vehicle. And I remember in the beginning, he really didn't want to say exactly what happened. I don't know, but sooner or later, the truth came out. And the truth was that his wife, Aline Nordegren, had found out that he was having an affair with a woman by the name of Rachel Yucatel. And so she went ballistic on him. She began like physically attacking him. They said that she scratched his face, so that she was trying to hit him with a golf club of all things. And so he ran out of the home and he ran into his car to get away from his wife, who was trying to beat the hell out of him. And he gets in his car, and I guess he's so distracted by his wife that he runs into a tree. And she proceeds to also attack the car with the golf club. So I remember that story. It was madness. And so they went their separate ways. They got the divorce, and in the divorce, she had a very sweet settlement or agreement. She walked away with between $100 to $110 million and $20,000 per month in child support. So moving on from there. So now enters Erica Herman. Erica Herman is Tiger Woods' current girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend, but she is his current girlfriend, and they've been together for about 5 or 6 years, and they were living together in one of his homes, I think in Florida. So, according to Erica, his people encourage her to go take a short vacation without Tiger Woods. While she's at the airport waiting to get on the plane, they let her know, by the way, when you get back, you better find somewhere else to live because you can't come back to the home that you were sharing with Tiger. So he was basically kicking her out. So she proceeds to file a $30 million lawsuit against not necessarily Tiger Woods personally, but against his trust. I don't know the legal ins and outs of what this trust does, why she's suing the trust and not him. I don't really know, but she is suing this trust because this trust is trying to enforce certain things against her. So number one, she's claiming that she had a verbal lease agreement with Tiger Woods when she first moved into that home that they shared together. She claims that this verbal agreement allowed her to live in that home for a certain number of years, and there is 5 years left on this oral lease agreement. And so she doesn't want to go anywhere. She's got, I got 5 years left on my lease. And if you want to kick me out, then you're going to have to pay me $30 million, which in her opinion, that is the reasonable rental value of that home. So that's one thing that she's suing for. Now, his people are saying there's absolutely no lease agreement, verbal or otherwise. This was just a boyfriend girlfriend situation that is now ended and she needs to go. Now, I got my law degree from Judge Judy, the People's Court, and Judge Mathis. And my understanding is that when you live somewhere, that you can, if you're renting property, the owner of the home cannot just kick you out or change the locks on you or lock you out. They have to go through a legal eviction process. And so at first I was wondering, why doesn't she just go through the process of having him legally evict her, like go to the courts and have her evicted if she believes that that's her home and he can't kick her out. But then I thought the reason why she's not going to do that, number one, is going to cost her money up front, and number two, most likely, if she does win, she's not going to get $30 million. She's going to get some nominal amount to barely cover whatever damages that she may have had, like maybe moving damages, maybe paying for her rent at her new place for a month or two. And that's not what she's trying to get out of this. She's like, okay, I was with Tiger Woods for 6 years. I'm walking away with more than just a couple of $1,000s. So this is the reason why she's trying to enforce this verbal agreement, because she's like, I have 5 years left on my lease, my verbal lease. And if you want me to leave, you're going to have to pay me the remainder of this lease, which to her, like I said, is $30 million. She's also suing for $40,000. She claims that she obtained this $40,000 in a lawful manner, but his people are claiming that she took this money from him and she took it unlawfully. And so they want her to pay. They took the money back and she wants it back. So she's also suing for she's wanting the court to clarify the non-disclosure agreement that she had signed. Now, as we all know, these celebrities will have people sign non-disclosure agreements. It can be for like a specific event. Like, for example, we all heard about Beyonce and other celebrities as well, not just Beyonce, that whenever they have their private parties, anybody who shows up has to sign an NDA to not talk about what happened or what they saw or what went down at these events, because they're private, they don't want the public to know, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, you know, even celebrities want to be able to be themselves and let loose and not worry about being seen on camera and being splattered all over the blogs the next day. So she claims that this non-disclosure agreement, which the trust is enforcing, they are enforcing the non-disclosure agreement, meaning that they are preventing her from talking about the things that she wants to talk about. She wants a court to declare that NDA null and void. And she's using this, there's a law called the Speak Out Act, which says that if you sign a non-disclosure agreement and then something illegal happens, then you have the right to talk about that illegal activity. And in her situation, she's claiming that she's alleging, big time alleging, that I guess she was a victim of sexual harassment and sexual assault. I don't know who she's claiming did this to her. I'm assuming that she's claiming Tiger Woods did this to her. And so she wants to talk about it. I mean, she already has. She's already gone public with it. But she wants to talk about, I don't know if she's trying to press charges against him or she wants to sue him for that. I don't really know, but she wants to be able to talk about exactly what happened, what went down regarding those allegations specifically. And so this Speak Out Act makes an NDA null and void when it comes to, you know, being a victim of a criminal act. And so she's also suing for that. But the trust, Tiger's trust, is trying to enforce the NDA. So there's a lot going on here. And I'm just like, Tiger, like, I understand there's like years and years between when he was with Aline and, you know, with Erica, and I don't know how many people in between. But Tiger, when your situations go public, it's bad. It is really, really bad. Your ex-wife was trying to beat the crap out of you. You ran into a tree. You could have been killed or seriously hurt. And, you know, she was trying to attack you with a golf club and her fingernails, you know, trying to scratch your eyes out, and you barely made it alive out of that situation. Now you have this one who's taking you to court for $30 million for some, a verbal lease agreement. Wow. And then there was an incident where he was, They were coming after him because, when I say they, I'm talking about people online, Twitter, etc. They're all coming after him because at a golf tournament, he had slipped a feminine hygiene product to his whoever he was competing against, his golf playing mate, and he did it as a joke, and it was caught on camera, and boy, they went after him, and all kinds of, I mean, everybody went after him. Women's groups went after him, Twitter came after him, all type of social media platforms that came after him, saying that what he did was in very poor taste, and it was really unacceptable because he has a daughter. Why would he do such a thing, etc., etc. His defense was that it was a joke, but then he did end up coming out and apologizing for that. Now, the next thing that I'm going to say is going to be very, very unpopular, a very unpopular opinion. This is the reason why, when we're talking about his current ex-girlfriend, Erica Herman, and now she's trying to take him to court for $30 million, etc., etc. This is a reason why I believe that if you're going to be in a long-term relationship with someone, I believe that you should get married, because you have the protection of marital laws when it comes to the division of property. Now, I'm not saying get married for romantic reasons. I'm not saying get married because it's a guarantee that you're going to be together forever, because there's nothing on earth that can guarantee a relationship lasting forever. Not a marriage license, not nothing. All I'm saying is, for legal purposes, it's just better protection for both parties if you enter into a legal marriage. Because instead of her trying to get money out of him through this imaginary lease agreement, she would have done a lot better, probably, if she would have filed for divorce and asked the court to do a division of the marital property and figure out what to do with the marital home. Now, she would have stake in that home, she would have taken that home because of the fact that she was his wife and they're living there together. Now, maybe he can say, well, this home is not marital property because I had this home before I even met her. I don't know, etc., etc. All I'm saying is, it would have been slightly better for her if she would have been married to him and went through a divorce proceeding. And because a divorce proceeding will try to make things as equitable as possible. And even though most likely he would have had her sign a prenuptial agreement, she still could have made sure that in that prenuptial agreement, her rights were also protected. Not just him and his money and his wealth, that her rights and her money and whatever that's acquired during the marriage would also be protected. But, she thought that she could do better just living with the guy. What does Judge Judy say? There's no courts for the live-ins or the live-togethers. There's only courts for married couples. There's no such thing as, courts or laws specifically for the people that live together. So good luck to both of them. I don't know what's what. To me, it sounds kind of crazy that she's suing for $30 million because she claims that, he broke his end of the lease agreement that they did verbally, because I thought that anything regarding property or land had to be in writing. You can't have a verbal maybe you can. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe you can. So I'm not going to talk too much about that because I know nothing about that. But yeah, the reason why she just doesn't want to go through having him evict her is because she's not going to get $30 million. She's not going to get no $30 million. So she's going to try to enforce this crazy lease agreement. So we'll see how that works out. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. And if you like this content, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.